Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm back with another K-drama to see, have you already seen it? And if not, is this something that you would check out? So before we get into this video, you already know the drill. Like this video, follow me for more, and share this with someone that you know that would be into K-dramas and would potentially check it out. Okay, so let's get into it. The name of today's K-drama is called Her Private Life. So this K-drama is about our main female lead. Her name is Song Do-mi, and she has always been heavily into art, but after injuring her wrist when she was younger, she found herself unable to paint, and so that led to her deciding, hey, let me go on to work for the other side, which is more like research and things like that pertaining to art. Now, while doing that, she eventually became a head curator at Cheung Gallery. And one of the things from when she got hired is that her boss does not like any fangirls. And the reason that the boss does not like any fangirls is because of the boss's daughter, who is a major fanatic. And so our main female lead finds that she has to keep that other side of her hidden. Now, it appears that some of her traits she really inherited from her parents, where her mom has this obsession or this tendency to need to knit, and her father has this hobby of collecting rocks. And so our main female lead finds that her obsession surrounds an idol or a K-pop idol named Chashian, and she is in deep. Now, when I say this, I mean our girl has one of the most expensive, highest pixel camera on the market. I believe it's like a Canon something. And she also has the lens to help zoom it in. That is how invested she truly is in being a fan of Chashian, to the point that she actually has her own blog site called Shinagil, or Chashian is My Life. One day while she's away at an art auction, she's essentially trying to put a bid on this really famous, hard to find painting from an artist named Isol. Keep in mind, Song Do-mi was actually sent to that auction by her director to get some artwork for their gallery. And so her trying to collect this additional painting is really more like a sideline. Now, our girl goes so far as to attempt to bid up to 30,000 US dollars on a painting, but she ends up being outbidded by a man named Ryan Gold. Now, she has no idea who he is. He has no idea who she is. And she tries to plead with him on why he should sell her the painting that he just bid for. And so he's looking at her like, you must have lost your damn mind, because no, I'm not going to sell you my painting. Now, the next time that these two run into each other again, it's when our main female lead is, I would say, undercover to capture pictures of Chashian when he's landing at the airport. And so in doing so, she actually ends up bumping into Ryan Gold, and he says, who are you to do this? And then she tries to run away. And he was just like, no, you can't run away. At least have the decency to apologize for what you did. So she starts bowing and everything. And then he says, you must at least show your face to kind of, show sincerity. And she's just like, anything but my face kind of thing. And so she runs off. Unfortunately for her, she leaves behind her notebook. The next day, she learns that her director is no longer her director anymore, but Ryan Gold is scheduled to come and take over. And that's when the two of them see each other, and she recognizes him and she remembers him from the airport incidents where she could see his face, but he could not see hers. And he recognizes her from the art auction. Ryan Gold, after reading some of the contents of her journal, her fangirl journal, he ultimately discovers that she's in charge of this page. She's obsessed with this pop star. And so he makes an account, a profile, answers all the questions according to, the things that are in the journal. And he joins it pretty much trying to catch her. Now, the whole time that she's at work, she's putting on a ruse, trying to pretend like she's not into any kind of K-pop idols, because she knows that her actual director would fire her. Song Do-mi's best friend, who is rich, was able to pay for a room that Chashian had stayed at. But unfortunately for them, Ryan Gold was the one who had that room changed so that it would be under his name and the other suite would be available for them. And then he is then under the impression that the two of them are lesbians, secretly in love with each other, unable to meet. And so he feels really terrible for the fact that he rejected changing rooms with them, even though he didn't know that they were really using that room so that they could fangirl over the fact that Chashian had actually stayed in that specific room. And so the whole time that he's working now as the director of the art gallery where Song Do-mi works, he is thinking that, oh, she is definitely has a girlfriend, and he's trying to help her keep that undercover and under wraps. Someone captures a picture of Song Do-mi leaving like Chashian's apartment. And the reason that she was there is because her director had asked or insisted for her to come along, because they are trying to propose to him that they have an exhibition in which he would be featured, some of the work that he's interested in would be featured. And Sung Do-mi's manager director has a jacket that no one else seems to think has aside from Chashian. So she gets pictured leaving his apartment with that jacket on. And so it's a whole scandal that Ryan Gold is suggesting to her, hey, I can help protect your identity, protect the fact that you're a lesbian, protect the fact of everything by pretending to be your boyfriend to the public eye. And so that's exactly what they do, because the threats start to get more aggressive. Now, while doing this undercover secret boyfriend, pretend girlfriend scheme, the two of them start to develop feelings. So this is definitely like one of those K-dramas that I would suggest you put on if you're looking for like a good laugh. It's really lighthearted, really funny. It does have some episodes, or I guess a moment in some of the episodes where it's kind of heartfelt. So definitely let me know in the comments if this is something that you've already seen before. And if you haven't seen it before, definitely let me know if this is something that you would check out. But as always, thank you so much for watching. Okay, thanks. Bye.